Welcome to another Garage Time with Goody. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be changing out the headlight assembly in a 2011 Dodge Avenger with a 3.6 liter Pentastar engine. Well, let's get to it. What we're going to be doing today is changing out this passenger side headlight assembly. As you can see, the one on the driver's side has been replaced recently, and you can see it's very clear and new looking, whereas the one on this side looks oxidized and old. Now, there are other ways to try to restore this headlight, and I'll make some of those videos in the future, but this customer wants to just replace this headlight assembly altogether, and that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, the first thing I'm going to be doing is opening up the hood. Once the hood is open, the next thing you will be doing is you will see these plastic rivets or push pins, and their job is to hold down the grille to your bumper of your car. Now, you may not have all of the push pins or the rivets. You may not have all of them in your car, especially if it's an older car and you bought it used. There should be 6 of them, but like in this situation, there are a few of them missing. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 of them are missing, but that's not a problem. And you'll want to use a tool like this. This is a small metal pry tool, and I use it a lot of times to pry plastic rivets on cars. Now, if it worries you that you need all the plastic rivets, I will include a link in my video where you can buy the plastic rivets, but honestly, as long as you have the majority of the rivets to hold the grill down, you should be in good shape. Now, if you don't have a pry tool, you can use a flathead screwdriver. It's just a little more annoying, but it will work. And as you can see, I had 4 when there should be 6. But that's no problem. And then what I'm going to do right here is the center of the grill. Now, this is just pushed down in with plastic tabs. So you just wiggle it a little bit. And once I get it started, I'm going to push up. And this will pull this back from these clips. And then once it comes off, it's going to come off in one piece, hopefully, that you do not break it. And it looks just like this. I'm going to set that out of the way. Now you can see this, which you all know this is the radiator. Usually there is going to be 3 bolts here, and it looks like this has 2. Usually there's one here, here, and here. This is going to take a 7mm I have a little tiny ratchet and a 7mm socket. So you want to go ahead and take these 3 bolts off. There should be 3. If there's not on your car, that's fine. You know, like I said, it may be a used car. Okay, here's the last one. Now, what you can do once you get those 3 screws off, you just pull out to the side a little bit of these tabs right here. Now this one's going to be a little easier. You just pull this bumper out this way, and it should just kind of lower to the ground on this side. Some of you will have a splash guard underneath your car. You don't need to take that off if you have one. This one doesn't have one. And what we're going to do on this particular car, once you pull that off, there's going to be this piece that the bumper clips into. There are going to be 2 screws underneath here marked by these plastic spots. And you're going to take a 10mm socket up in here and just loosen them until this plastic piece comes off on this car. And you will see that these 10mm screws come out, and just set them to the side. Now we'll get the one up here. Set it to the side, don't lose it. And this should just pop out. I'm using the pry tool, and it should come out just like this. This is the right side, and it's going to go on with the RH facing that way. Now the whole reason why I had to take that off, even though the bumper is lowered, is because there is a headlight bolt right behind it. In fact, I will show you. As you can see, this is the wheel well splash guard that comes off from those 3 bolts. And then you pop this bumper down and out. And the part that we just took off is right here. Now the reason why we had to take that off, and there was 2 10mm bolts holding this plastic piece in that the bumper connects to. And we took those 2 10mm bolts off, and we used the pry tool to pry this down. Now the reason why we did that is, if you can see right here, there is going to be a bolt that holds this headlight into place. In front, there is going to be a bolt here. As we go from this bolt, you go down this way, and you'll see there's a bolt here. This is the one I just showed you that was behind that plastic piece on the bumper. The next bolt is up here at the top. Now these bolts holding in the headlight is going to be 8mm. Or if you want the standard version, that would be 5/16. Next, I'll be taking this one off, which is the one that was hid behind the bumper. It is a different size. It is a 10mm. Looks like that right there. And also, here is another 8mm bolt for the headlight that needs to come out. That's right below the bottom of this bracket. 3, 4 8mm bolts and one 10mm. There are 2 bolts holding this plastic retainer in place. The good news is you only have to take one of them out. And I'm just going to take the one right here on the left out. It is an 8mm. It's kind of it's a little bit of a long bolt. And the reason why you only need to take one bolt out instead of both is because you only need to get it to push up just enough to slide the headlight out. What we're going to do, we're just going to pull this back enough that it clears this plastic tip here that holds the headlight in place. Pulls forward just a little bit, just enough to clear this plastic, and you kind of wiggle and pull up a little bit. Okay, as you can see, this is now pretty much out of there. As you can see now, this thing is pretty much out of there. And what I want to do is just unhook the lights. And here is the brand new headlight assembly. So this is what the brand new one looks like. Nice and clear. This one was $59. It is not a Mopar brand, but it is a good quality third-party brand that I trust. And I will give you the link to this in the video description. So in case you need to replace your headlights, you can get a good deal and do so. And no, I'm not affiliated with them. So once you get everything transferred from the innards, and what I mean by innards is the headlight bulbs, to the new headlight assembly, you'll be ready to put this back on in reverse order that you took it off. Sounds simple. Okay, as you can see, everything is now transferred over. I'm gonna go ahead and take this clear film off of the headlight. I'm gonna start putting this back on. Another thing you don't want to forget to do is off your old headlight. This is what a lot of people don't tell you. There's a metal clip. There's a metal clip that's right here. And what it does, it lets that 10mm bolt fasten into the plastic. In the back, you can see how it does that. Well, you don't want to forget to transplant that metal clip onto your new headlight, because if not, that 10mm bolt won't have nothing to hold it down. This metal clip you just want to slide on to that 10mm tab on your new headlight. Another thing you may want to do before you put everything back on is examine the pigtails or the connectors of the headlights here. Make sure there are no burn spots in the wiring harnesses. Make sure they're good. And if that all checks out, you are ready to put all of this back together. And that's what I'm doing now. Plugging these in, clipping them down, and then you'll want to place it down in. You go in the top, and you go around and push that into place right here. There's really no particular order for you to bolt these back in. There's that one 8mm at the top. Get them in to where all the bolts are going to fit, and it looks good, and you know the bolts are going to go in, and then you can just you tighten them on down from there. All right, now we're going to get the 8mm mounting bolt on. I'm going to take that 10mm bolt that goes on the side here and put it on the headlight. You want to make sure that the headlight is in the position that you want, that it's lined up a way that you're happy with it. Me, I want it to be lined up, you know, straight and flush with the body of the car. I'm sure you guys do too. Now, if you remember this 8mm screw that pulled this retention bracket forward a little bit so we could slide that headlight out, that goes back on now. Now, what I suggest to do here is to turn on the headlights, make sure they work before you put everything back together, or your work will be all for nothing. Okay, they are working, guys. The headlights are working. Success. You'll have these plastic push tabs that you're going to push up into the top metal of the body of the car here, and you'll see it'll say RH-D. You want to be able to see that, and you want to line up these holes with the metal, and you'll just push it up until it locks into place. Remember, there will be two 10mm screws. That goes about right here where those two plastic pieces are, that channel divide. I'm going to go ahead and get them started by hand. And again, no torque spec. I'm just going to snug them up. You don't want to over tighten these because this is just plastic. Putting it back on here. There we go. It's on there good. And you're going to want to hold this up where the bumper is going to clear the front. And you're going to want to slide these in where it fits perfect across through there. So as you can see, this is lined up flush. You're going to want this splash guard. Push this splash guard back behind the bumper here. You get that plastic behind the bumper. I'm going to go ahead and put the first screw here. And then I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. There, that one's snug down. And remember, there's supposed to be 3. This one has 2, that's fine. As you can see, the front is starting to look better. Okay, it is now time for the grill. This front lip on the grill is going to go in like so, and it's going to be pushed down first so that it goes in side and on these clips. Okay, once that is back on, what you want to do is take these clips. There should be 6 of them. In my case, I have 4. Make sure that the pin is out of them so that the plastic rivet will fit down in there. And then once it is, you go ahead and push the pin in the rest of the way. That way it will expand and hold it down. See, you take this out, you put the holder down in, and then you put the pin in and push it in all the way. And that will fasten it into place. Now I'm going to put this one in. Put that security pin in, and it is in place. Now, as you can see, our car has no more black eye. I hope this video helps someone. If it helps you, smash that like button. Consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, I'll see you later.